Alright, pile one. I'm going to start this reading off by reading the fairy tale oracle card that I pulled for you. It is card number 24, Tam Lin, and it talks about a battle. When this card comes to you, it says to be like Janet of the Tam Lin story, set others free through refusing to be intimidated. And it tells you to stay true to yourself and to your own values, even when you walk in a strange land, as Janet does. And know that when you pick a rose, magic can happen. Uh, Love is also at the heart of the Tam Lin story. The refusal to discard a lover because they are in a difficult circumstance, instead choosing to be strong and supportive. So this is telling you, don't discard someone, don't be a fair weather friend. You can choose to be strong and supportive, and that's okay. And your support, because your support means the world to them, especially during a difficult trial or even a court case. You are a tower of strength. It will be appreciated, and so much love will be yours. But you do not do this for reward. Don't do it for reward. You do this because it's right, and because the love that you feel goes beyond just good times. It extends into nightmares that all humans experience throughout their lives, and your loyalty is a shining light for others to reach for in their darkest moments. So some of the concepts represented by this card is to face the conflict with courage, hold true and hold fast, loyal, steadfast, and true to your own values. This is a card about devotion through the hard times, passing a test, rescue and redemption, coming home, honoring yourself, a time of fertile ideas and actions, help from a strong female. So this is a Scottish folk ballad fairy tale story. So I'll let you go ahead and look that up, Tam Lin, if you'd like to. If you'd like to know the story fully. In the interest of time, I'm not going to read the whole story to you now, but you got the gist. That's the basic. That's what that card means. I went ahead and shuffled and laid out your cards. And what I'm seeing from your spread, pile one, is that card is a good foreshadowing of what to expect going forward with this person that you're here about. Because the spread does indicate many ups and downs, conflicts, and overcoming those conflicts. So I asked, how does this person feel about you? And the first two cards that I got were the Eight of Coins and the Queen of Coins in reverse. So this person realizes that this relationship's going to take work. Yes, they can be focusing a lot on their money. That's probable. But it does talk about putting the work into a relationship, and the good news is they're willing to do that. They're willing to take a mature attitude and to be dedicated. They feel they feel strongly about you enough to do that. That's also a card that can talk about love later in life. So you might be an older couple, middle-aged perhaps. It doesn't have to be, okay? With the Queen of Coins in reverse, it says that he feels that the relationship has been unhappy. He feels that it has been based on money, security, or status. There is a certain element of obsession or sexual excess with the Queen of Coins in reverse. So the person that this reading is about, might be wondering or viewing you as someone who might be being sexual with them in order to get something out of the situation, maybe money, monetary security, something like that. Doesn't have to be, but that's what I'm getting from these two cards together, is that this is something that the person is kind of feeling out, and or might have been an issue for them in the past. If not with you, then with somebody else. The next two cards that we got and how this person feels for you is the Fool card and Judgment card. So these are two major arcana. This person has very strong feelings for you. This talks about a rejuvenation in the relationship, a rebirth. The Fool is about beginning a romance or taking a romance to the next level. This person actually feels that your relationship is faded, and he or she thinks that you're their soulmate. Okay? And they're ready to enjoy a time of excitement and openness and joy with you. But with the Judgment, they do realize that there are some things that they might need to make up for, some things that both of you need to answer for from the past in order for forgiveness to take place, in order for you to have this second chance together. And if you are not separated, then this is just talking about healing after a fight, or having a fresh start in the relationship, one that's going to bring beautiful results and be well worth it. At least that's what this person feels, okay? The actions that this person might take towards you, we've got the Tower card in reverse and the Knight of Swords in reverse. So, not great actions. I'm feeling that this is more in the past position. That with the Tower in reverse, somebody resisted changes. So the Tower moment had to happen in order to force these changes. And perhaps you guys came together in a sort of sudden like it was a sudden affair, and you didn't really get enough time to get to know each other as well as you should have, and that created more chances, more opportunities for disagreements, misunderstandings, and fighting. And if you lived together, this has taken a toll on your happy home. Or there's something indicated here that there was a happy home for one or both of you. It's no longer happy, or in the past it was not. So this is a result of ignoring the warning signs, and now you're paying for it, right? And the Judgment card already talked about the need to make up for or pay for something that needs to be forgiven. And this could be as simple as, not that it's simple, but arguing with the Knight of Swords in reverse. He's very sharp-tongued, harsh, cold, and irresponsible, and this creates rifts in the relationship. There could even have been dishonesty. This particular Knight, when he's in reverse, he rebels against commitment. He prefers freedom. He wants more freedom. So maybe there was something, the commitment happened too fast, or the relationship moved too fast, and you didn't have enough time to get to know each other. So misunderstandings occur more easily when you don't know who you're dealing with, right? And instead of handling it responsibly, somebody just ran off with their mouth and said things they didn't mean that were hurtful. And this destroyed the foundation that you were building for each other. Next, we have in the actions this person is planning on taking, the Eight of Cups in reverse and the Four of Coins in reverse. The Eight of Cups in reverse is him holding on. So I say him, I'm a feminine, that's high channel, bear with me. Apply it to your situation as you see fit. Readings are never gender specific. Back to the reading, he's holding on to the failed relationship. He's feeling there's this real sense that things are just not going well between the two of you. Or in the recent past it has not. So, or maybe you're feeling going forward that things are on shaky ground, and the reading validates that feeling. This person in part might have stayed, or you might have stayed as long as you have, or put up with what you've put up with so far out of a fear of being alone. So that's something that you want to look at. Fear of being alone is not a reason to stay with someone, but I do see love in this relationship. So that's one aspect of what it could be, or it could simply be that the Eight of Cups in reverse talks about working on the relationship. And since this is the actions this person's going to take, I feel that, again, we already saw with the Eight of Coins earlier. That was the first card that came out, so very strongly it's indicated this person wants to work on the relationship. The Eight of Coins suggests it might be, some motives behind the desire to work on the relationship that could use a little look, a little glance at, but I don't think it's anything, too terrible. I think it's very valuable that the person's willing to work on the relationship, in that they are not wanting to let it go just yet. And so with the Four of Coins in reverse, part of this person's problem really is about losing control, the fear of losing control, because they sense their power is dwindling. So whatever has happened between the two of you, their foundation has been shook, as I believe that, according to the cards, yours has been as well with the Tower card coming out. So this is a real issue for this person. The feeling of insecurity and feeling, it's almost a sense of feeling trapped with the partner due to finances. And we saw with the Queen of Coins in reverse that was a possibility for some of you. And again, that's something that you'd want to look at to make sure that that's not playing too big a part in your decision to continue to work on the relationship. But I think in this position for this particular card, probably this is more just about not wanting to lose control, because we already saw with the Knight of Swords in reverse that freedom is very important to this person, almost so much so to the point that they would create a fight or a conflict or an argument about it, or just in order to have more freedom. We got an extra card in this section about what this person's planning to do, and it's a very positive card. It's a good way to end this section. The Two of Wands upright. So the Two of Wands is about strategizing. It's about planning for the future. It's someone looking at the potential of a situation, in this case a relationship, and sort of feeling a little bit sad that they haven't reached the potential in the relationship. And this is a strong motivator for this person to really use their head and use their creative skills to create the future that they want with you. So it's the planning before taking action, but it is about action, this card. And the action will be building a rewarding relationship with you. And maybe you are both creative people. With fire energy, we associate creativity with fire. So this could be a relationship where you're both creative and you both inspire and encourage one another, but there is a real sense that you do inspire and encourage this person regardless. This is why they're willing to continue to work on the relationship despite the troubles that you've had. Despite, according to Tamlin, the battles that you've had. So the most likely outcome, if energies remain the same as they currently are, Eight of Swords and the Queen of Cups in reverse. So the Eight of Swords says that there's still going to be a sense of feeling trapped, feeling unfulfilled, and this is because of unrealistic expectations. So this is kind of an easy fix. Well, depends on how much control you have over your own thoughts, because if you change your attitude, you can change the situation, basically. And this goes for this person as well. I feel this is about this person. We've got air sign energy with the Eight of Swords, and we have the air sign Knight in reverse. So I'm really feeling this is this person's energy, and that it's really their attitude that needs to change in order for them to stop feeling trapped, stop feeling insecure, and that they need to control every damn thing. With the Queen of Water in reverse, obviously this being trapped in one's head and being your own worst enemy has soured this relationship in the past. Maybe there's even been infidelity, or if not infidelity, then someone is hiding their feelings, their true feelings. So this behavior of avoiding your feelings and creating conflicts in order to have an excuse to run away, If that's the case, I think it is for some of you. Uh, all has lent itself to, trust issues and misunderstandings, which has really hurt two people who obviously feel so connected and obviously have a strong connection. So the outcome is these are still issues that are going to need to be worked on. But with the King of Wands here, it's fire sign energy. That's a very lucky card to come out in this position, as well as the Page of Cups. It's a very nice way to end this section, because the King of Wands talks about a strong relationship going forward. So working through your issues of the ones I've already mentioned is going to be great for creating that strong relationship, because you do have plenty of affection and especially passion between the two of you. I do sense that you're a lively and probably creative couple. You don't have to be artistic to be creative. You're just somebody that uses your head, right? You can make something out of nothing. You can figure things out, think outside the box a little bit. So the Page of Cups is talking about the blush of romance, and I think it's an early level or an early stages romance card, but even if you've been together for a while, it can be because you're having this rejuvenation in the relationship. And this is going to make you feel kind of shy and vulnerable, perhaps uncertain, because of everything that you have been through already. Going forward, you might feel, wonder if it's real, or if the efforts that you've made have really helped matters enough to be optimistic about your outcome. But I think that these two cards next to each other say that your outcome is bright. Your outcome is bright, and the only advice from these two cards would be that just don't give too much or trust too much too quickly. You want to keep it equal. Right? The Page can be a little overly trusting. He needs to learn discernment. He's young, right? It's a young energy card. And since you're trying to level up the relationship and get real and stop hiding feelings and all the things like that, with that comes a certain degree of feeling vulnerable and uncertain, like a child, like a little kid offering you this little cup that has a fish in it, and he doesn't realize, that's not the best gift to give someone. Maybe he didn't know it had a fish in it until he handed it to you, and he's like, "Oops, fish." You get my point. It's okay to feel vulnerable, and it's normal to feel shy when you're opening up to someone, even if you felt that you've opened up to them in the past. When someone's hurt you and you've had to forgive them, then it does put you in an energy of uncertainty, and requires a certain amount of courage to open up to them again, and that's normal and that's natural. But with this Page of Cups being the last card in the outcome position, he can also talk about receiving a message. So if you haven't heard from this person, you're going to receive a message from them. And if you are in contact with this person, then they're going to offer you something more. Well, we've already seen through the cards that they have something more in store for you. Okay. I went ahead and pulled some oracle cards, and from the Romance Angels we got romance. So I'll read from the book on that, because I like the way the book words things. This is a very important relationship, and it's worth waiting for. Like all partnerships, there may be ups and downs, but don't let that deter you or shake your confidence. Have faith that love is coming into your life to stay. And if this question is about a current relationship, you can expect the parties to become closer to one another. Past disagreements will fade away and trust will grow. All relationships have peaks and valleys. This card indicates an upward movement to a new level of dedication and intimacy. This can include engagement, marriage, or a form of recommitment to one another, which is what this whole reading has been about, basically, from the Tamlin card to the other cards in the spread talking about a recommitment, to the Judgment and the Fool, all about recommitment, okay? A new start. The next card I pulled was from the Healing with the Fairies. It's a sexuality card. So I feel, and I felt this while I was reading the tarot cards, the sexuality aspect, the chemistry between the two of you is probably pretty fiery and probably pretty good. So at least you've got that going for you. But this is a card with the Queen of Coins in reverse, saying that, maybe if there is an element of one or both of you being sexual at times when you don't want to be, in order to sort of control or get something out of this relationship, that's probably not the healthiest thing to do, right? You can respect and honor yourself more than that, than to have to go there. You don't need to do that. From the book, this card says your sexual needs need some attention. By drawing this card, you're urged to be honest with yourself about your sexuality and take the appropriate steps, because sexuality is an important part of your life. The physical, emotional, and spiritual parts of your life. It brings you unique joy, and there's a divine light created when, you make love with a partner that you love. This is saying to heal any sexual issues that may arisen from negative experiences. If you've had negative experiences with a person and you're getting back together, or even after like an argument, maybe you don't feel like being sexual with this person, or maybe you argue and fight as a form of foreplay. This card is saying you need to heal that energy, because that's not sustainable going forward, okay? Again, this speaks of professional counseling, if that's an option, or a support group to overcome negative sexual or body images, or to heal a sexually unsatisfying relationships. You want to be truly free to be able to express every aspect of your dynamic sexuality. So there might be some issues. I don't know if any abuse took place. I didn't really see that too much in the tarot, but this card can speak of that. So you're just urged to go ahead and heal those. I really feel like that sexuality card is talking about using sex as a form of manipulation and healing that tendency, because then you can move into a more authentic space within the relationship. It's going to put you on a much more solid ground going forward, okay? And 2 Romance Angels cards came out for you, Chemistry and Very Soon. So the Chemistry card says there's a strong magnetic attraction here. And as we've already discussed, the sexual element to your relationship is pretty damn good. And if not, it has the potential to be. And if it's been hurt by conflicts in the relationship, just know when the Chemistry card comes out, it says that you can definitely recapture that magic, that spice to the relationship. Because once you have chemistry, it can always be rejuvenated, 9 times out of 10. It's like nearly impossible to create chemistry with someone that you just don't have it with, but you guys definitely have it. So if it's waned, if it's been hurt at all, don't worry about it. It can come back, okay? And then also, if there's been temptation outside of the relationship for one or both of you, you really just want to decide what you want going forward. In other words, if you're watching this video, I suspect that this is the person that you want to be with. So the Chemistry card says to, don't be tempted by people outside of the relationship, basically. And very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So if there was a question that you had in your mind, if this is about reconciling with this person, or seeing some of what I've talked about in this reading come to fruition, to come true, is it going to happen? Yes, it's going to happen very soon. This card is affirming that it's going to happen very soon, okay? Well, that's all I have for you for pile or deck reading number 1, and I hope you found it helpful. Thanks for watching. Okay, welcome those of you who chose deck 2. I went ahead and pulled the Fairy Oracle to start off your reading. You got number 43, Fairy Ointment, the Sight. When this card comes to you, know that there are times when you see what you see with your gift in your sight, and intuit more than others wish you to know. And you must choose wisely when to speak of this, and when to keep silent, and only to yourself. For when we have these gifts, some boast of them, and that is no way to use this gift. You will, when you work with your gift humbly, and only when you are openly asked to give your help, be able to use it. But at other times, it is best to keep very, very quiet, and never, ever take anything from fairies without them offering it to you first, for to take from them is to lose a great deal. Meanings of this card include: think before disclosing your gifts. Psychic powers must be treated with respect. Never attempt to take someone's power. Treat nature and the realm of the fairy with great respect. Ask, do not take. Speak of your gifts with wisdom and discretion. So that is the general energy of the reading going forward. I have already, in the interest of time, shuffled and laid out your cards. The first row, I asked, how does your person feel about you? And it looks to me that your person is coming out of a period of upset regarding your situation, because we have the Ten of Cups in reverse and the Five of Cups in reverse. So the Ten of Cups in reverse is saying that your person may not be sure of your values, or they may have different ideas about family life than you do, and maybe they don't get along with your family, or if you're married, with the in-laws, or perhaps there are difficulties between kids from a previous relationship. Okay? The Five of Cups in reverse does say to let bygones be bygones. When this card's in reverse, actually a little more positive than when it's upright. So it does speak more about healing. So whatever issues that you have regarding your values and differences about family life, or with in-laws, or your person's family, that is something that could be potentially healed. And one way you can do that is just kind of letting the past be the past, and realizing that when one door closes, another opens. So this is how your person is feeling about this, is just to let bygones be bygones. Whatever's occurred regarding this, sometimes it's just best to close the door and then go in a different direction. Just kind of forgive and forget. Your person does feel very highly about you. We've got the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands. The High Priestess could be referencing what the Fairy Tale Oracle was talking about. Fairy Ointment, the Sight, was the name of that card. So your person views you as somebody with intuitive gifts, someone they have a spiritual connection with, a wise woman, perhaps somebody that is withholding of information or has secrets. Sees you as intuitive, spiritual, and this can also speak of a romantic relationship that's not that grounded in reality. So he could see you as someone that's got your head in the clouds a little bit daydreamy, a little ungrounded. But that is balanced out nicely by the presence of the Queen of Wands. You could be a fire sign energy, but you don't have to be. This is, a very respectable energy, the Queen of Wands is, and her presence talks about a passionate romance between loving and loyal partners. So this might be a very romantic relationship that hasn't been very grounded, or he doesn't feel that it's very grounded, but seeing you as a loving and loyal partner. Okay? So he feels very highly of you. And again, I channel as a feminine, but readings are never gender specific. So apply it to your situation as you see fit. The next card, this is actually an extra card in this section of how they feel, is the Six of Wands in reverse. So Six of Wands in reverse is talking about not feeling victorious, perhaps in comparison to you. Maybe he doesn't feel that he's good enough for you because of how highly he does think about you, or perhaps there's some one in your family who doesn't approve of them, and that makes them feel defeated. That can apply to some of you. But mostly this card talks about issues that need to be worked out before there can be harmony in the relationship. So he feels that there might be a period of waiting before you both will get to a place within the relationship where the relationship actually is or becomes harmonious. And then, what actions will your person take? I got the Three of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. So my first feeling about the Nine of Cups in particular is that he might be a little bit escapist and maybe medicating himself a bit in the interest of trying to heal the differences between you. I don't know if he drinks or not, but something he's indulging in is meant to sort of cushion the blow of the difficulties and differences that you have all had in the past, or that that you are currently experiencing. But the Three of Coins says that he intends or would like to work through challenges and invest more effort into the relationship. So that's very positive. In this position, the Three of Coins, I think I said Three of Coins. The Three of Coins indicates an upswing for the relationship. At least, the actions that he wishes to take or is taking is done in the spirit of turning things around for the better. Because enjoyments and security and contentment are important to your person, and they want that with you. So one of the things that he or she could be doing is learning to open their heart and enjoy a rewarding love life with you. And that will require opening their heart. Maybe that's why the Nine of Cups is, can speak of indulging. Maybe whatever they're indulging in is helping them to open their heart. Or this could just be his wish, as Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment card. So he wishes for a rewarding love life with you that is joyful, emotionally fulfilling, committed, or in some cases, and this may apply to a few of you, take what resonates. This can talk about him having many romantic options or partners. So we'll see what the rest of the cards say. With actions towards you, we do have the Death card in reverse and the Eight of Coins. So regardless of how he is currently handling things, he is resisting letting you go. There is this, conflict within him. On the one hand, he's willing with the Eight of Coins to put in the effort necessary to improve the relationship and move it forward. But with the Death card in reverse, it also talks about resisting putting in the necessary work on the relationship. But that's absolutely needed. Adjustments are needed for this relationship to develop. And reasons why he or she might be resisting putting the necessary effort in the relationship is due to boredom, lethargy, or sadness. But also the Death card in reverse means, unwilling to move on, unwilling to let something end. Okay? So his actions are conflicted, but with the presence of two upright coin cards, I am inclined to think, that he is not going to go down without a fight. He wants to work on the relationship, but he is conflicted about it. And the thought of letting you go does make him feel sad, and he doesn't want to let you go. Okay. So in the most likely outcome positions, if current energies remain the same, we've got the King of Coins in reverse and the Chariot in reverse. So the King of Coins in reverse says that a relationship, might be stable or have the potential to be stable, but there could be, a problem in the romance or excitement department. Again, we already saw with the death card in reverse that you or this person is feeling sort of bored by routine or just bored in general with the relationship. There's an element of sort of stagnation or lethargy here, and that's again backed up by the King of Coins in reverse. So this could be due to responsibilities and, routine that is draining some of the romance out of the relationship. And one or both of you may actually feel stuck due to finances. And with the Chariot in reverse, this speaks about tensions due to differences of opinion, like differences around your lifestyles or your values, or in some cases that there's been a change and this change has thrown you off your guard and you don't know how to handle it. So if there's been a change in the relationship, one or both of you is having difficulty handling that. And one of those changes with the Chariot in reverse can mean that there is a third party situation where one or both of you has another option. And it could be your person. If your person resonates with the Nine of Cups water sign energy, you could have that in their chart, but it could be you as well, or it could not resonate at all. So take what resonates or makes sense for your situation. But also the Chariot in reverse can mean that there's simply a clash between two things that you love. So one of the differences of opinions or lifestyle or values that the King in reverse talks about could be represented by the fact that you value things that your partner doesn't value, and you're just not on the same page. So there's an incompatibility factor there that creates a conflict, a wedge between the two of you. This is something that you both probably argue about or have argued about, and in the outcome it looks like it's going to continue to go that way, unfortunately. With the Knight of Swords in reverse, he is about rifts within a relationship. So something to do with your values, something to do with your home life. Perhaps it's the way that you raise your children. Perhaps it's interference from relatives. But there is a real sense here with this air sign Knight to rebel against the situation in the outcome. And there's probably arguments that are taking place or will take place regarding the issues already mentioned in the reading. And with the Empress in reverse, you may be giving too much. Like if you're the feminine, if you identify as feminine, you need to be careful that you are not giving too much or shouldering too much of the responsibility. The air sign Knight in reverse is notoriously irresponsible, so don't let him walk all over you. And don't shoulder more than your fair share of the responsibility, regardless of whether this relationship's going to play out to where you stay together or to whether you part ways. In the meantime, make sure that you're aiming for balance between you and them. Also, this Empress in reverse can speak of, unfortunately, of infertility, again, infidelity, or a disinterest in sex. She also says that maybe, again, a family member, perhaps a parental figure in this case, is causing problems between the two of you. And a reason for that could be that, it could be done out of jealousy. So if there's someone around you who is creating conflict in your relationship, be very careful when dealing with this individual and don't let them know too much of what your cards are. As we saw in the Fairy Tale Oracle, you were told already that you should keep some things to yourself. Just because you have this sort of X-ray vision, you're in touch with your intuition. We saw that with the High Priestess as well. Doesn't mean that you should always let people know what you know, because for one thing, they don't always appreciate it. People that have things to hide are especially sensitive to perceptive people, because you pose a threat to them and they don't want you knowing all their secrets. You naturally pick up on things that other people don't because you're intuitive, and Maybe this is part of the problem between you and this person's family members, if this is the case where somebody's interfering, somebody from the outside of the relationship's interfering in this sort of way. I would say play the game with your cards close to your chest, and heed the advice from the Fairy Ointment Fairy Tale Oracle card that I read earlier. Now, I went ahead and pulled the Oracle cards, and what we got here is, let's pull off the Band-Aid. From Angel Answers, we got No and Let Go. So, Angel Answers, pretty self-explanatory. If you came to this reading with a question in your mind, your answer is no for now. You are guided to let go of the situation, because a focus on a situation or a negative obsession can create the very thing that you don't want. You are guided to let go of something that's not working for you, be it this relationship or family members who are interfering, or some bad habits, whatever you might have taken from this reading that applies to you. If it's not serving you, if it's hurting you, then you need to let that go, even if it is this person, so that Spirit and the universe can bring something better in for you. Because frankly, it's not looking good for this relationship at this time. The cards are saying no, but the Healing with the Fairies Oracle card tells you to make new friends. I'm just going to read a little bit from that because I like the way the book words it. Making new friends. You are guided to try something new, and your circle of friends and acquaintances is shifting to a higher frequency. Old friends may part ways and new people are entering your life. Your changing interests and priorities have made a ripple effect throughout your entire life. As your thoughts and emotions center on more spiritually natured topics, you are now attracting like-minded people into your life. You may find that you aren't as drawn to your old friends, or that you don't share as many common interests. The fairies ask you to not worry about these natural shifts in your life. You aren't rejecting or judging your old friends, you're just making room for growth and acknowledging the universal law of attraction. People who are like-minded are naturally drawn to one another. Know that you deserve wonderful friends who inspire, support, understand, and compliment you. Next, we got Problem Resolved. So I'll read from that as well. An issue that's been bothering you is being healed behind the scenes. The solution is a creative, ingenious, and joyous surprise for you. You're on the cusp of experiencing welcome relief from a problem that's been bothering you. The fairies want you to know that you have reason to smile, as heaven is working on a solution that's so creative you'll chuckle with delight at God's sense of humor. Basically, it's a win-win situation. You'll soon be receiving good news, such as healing of a strained relationship, an unexpected financial resource, a resolved health issue, a happy addition to your home, a new career opportunity, or romantic proposal. Please don't strain to figure out how the solution will be achieved or in what form it will manifest. Instead, let yourself enjoy feelings of excitement and gratitude as you allow heaven to help you. So it's a very positive card. So for a good portion of you who chose deck 2, the no card still applies in terms of some of you this relationship is a no-go. For others of you, it's no to whatever question that you came here with, but by letting go, you're allowing the universe to act on your behalf, because sometimes when you fixate on something, then you muddle up what the universe is trying to bring to you. You slow down your manifestation. So letting go is actually a way to solve a problem. And as we heard from this particular card, the problem is being resolved in a way that creates a win-win situation, including but not limited to potential healing of this relationship. But in the meantime, making new friends who share your interests is highly indicated. And if you're meant to be with this person, an infusion of positive energy that comes from, being in your element and being amongst like-minded people is only going to only going to bring new energy and be a positive influence on the relationship going forward. And any relationship that's worth having is one where it can withstand your making new friends, okay? So the Romance Angels cards 2 came out, and the first one is children. Your love life is being affected by children, and playfulness to recapture romance. Allow your inner youthful spirit to have fun and shine. So basically, the children card is talking about, we saw the family card in reverse. Maybe some of your differences is if you have children together or from other relationships, you have differences of opinion on how to raise the children or how to handle them. Um, in some way or another, children are affecting your love life. Maybe you want to have them or they do, and your partner doesn't. Maybe there is some infertility issues as indicated by the Empress in reverse. That could be for a small portion of you. I would expect that you would know that if that were the case, but the children card can also mean your inner child needs attention. And when I see children and playfulness together, I kind of tend to lean towards that definition of it, because I think that we as adults think that playfulness is something that's not that important, that it's a luxury, but in reality it's healing, right? Laughter is healing, playing and being lighthearted is healing. We all have so much stress in our lives. Um, it can burden us, and we've seen in the reading that this relationship has suffered from too much routine and too much responsibility. It looks like the feminine in the relationship has bore the brunt of a lot of that responsibility, and so it's especially important for you to get out there, have a good time. You know, if you have nieces and nephews, take them to the park, take them to the zoo, do something fun, let your inner child shine, check in with your inner child and ask them what they want to do, what they would enjoy doing, and then just do something for the sheer fun of it. It doesn't have to be anything costly. It could be, I think the book recommends like flying a kite or swinging on the swings, just something that brings back happy childhood memories. And if that doesn't appeal, do something that you as an adult like to do. Get your nails done, buy yourself a little trinket, your favorite, for me it would be like a mystical bookstore, something like that. But this actually infuses your romantic relationship with a renewal of passion as well. It's healing for the relationship. So if you could play with your partner, with the individual in this reading, it looks like he's a bit uptight. So if there's a way to engage them in some playful activities and to nurture their inner child as well, I would say definitely go for that. Why not? What have you got to lose, right? So, but just definitely make sure that you are putting yourself first and honoring your inner child and taking care of yourself and giving yourself what you need to thrive and be happy. So I think that's all I have for you, Deck 2. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you found this reading helpful, and I will talk to you soon.